Welcome back to another episode of Two Dicks Exposed. I am not Pat.
I am not Mike.
And today we are going to be talking about, I don't know, toys?
I guess we'll start talking about toys and see where it goes.
I completely set it up. All right. Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. What's up?
It's time to... Toys. We're going to talk about toys. How they've shaped the world.
Yeah, baby. All right.
Let's start in the beginning.
All right.
Anime actually came over here because of toys.
It's straight. All right. So we got to start with the OG marketing campaign that we got to talk about Power Rangers first.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, we got them on the table.
Straight up, the entirety of the Power Rangers television show was just to get you to buy Power Ranger toys,
which is actually the same with Gundam.
Yeah.
Well, in America. American Gundam was brought over to sell toys.
There's also G.I. Joe.
Yes.
G.I. Joe was. I think G.I. Joe is actually just the original.
Was that toys?
Yeah.
And then made the show?
You would at the end of the episode, I think you would have the kids playing with the toys, and then they have
G.I. Joe,
a real American hero,
off to save the world.
First doing actually no, I can't do it. I thought I could remember the song, but I can't. It's lost to me.
No, I mean, there's a lot of songs I think I can remember.
Joe. I know the
American
final
hero.
Yeah. So yeah, we're here to talk about the toys that were clearly, not a marketing scheme. They were just clearly fun things that corporate executives didn't try to shove down our throats to make money. They were man, we want kids to have fun.
I don't think there's anything that fits that.
No,
that
nothing.
bill.
Clearly, Power Rangers was only designed to make us buy
only
toys. It was only for toys.
Only toys.
They were man, we got all these toys that Japan shipped us. How can we offload them onto a bunch of fucking prepubescent kids? Oh, let's make a television show. Yeah.
So other fun thing that Power Rangers is, and I learned this from another podcast. So if it's wrong, you can blame them. Wizard and the Bruiser.
I was about to say Wizard and the Bruiser.
It's Wizard and the Bruiser. I listen to them all the time. They're great guys. Yeah. But they kind of gave a background on Super Sentai and how that came over to America. And I don't remember a lot of it, so I'm going to give you wrong facts, but then blame Wizard and the Bruiser because I got it from them.
I know one Power Ranger fact. That's all I know.
Cool.
Yeah. Go. Yeah.
Thanks for interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
So, the guy Saban or whatever his name was,
yes.
He was just a guy who would just go around buying up just random ideas and shit like that and trying to make them work. Something to do with the music industry first, I don't know, but it kept failing, and eventually he comes to he finds Super Sentai, and this is back before copywriting laws and all that shit are actually worldly
international
and stuff
copyright
like that.
laws.
Right.
So
he's oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure I could sell this to America.
Right.
So he flies over, comes to California, starts dropping episodes of Super Sentai everywhere, and he's just hey, what if we do this? But then we just throw teenagers with attitude at it. That just because karate was all the rage back in the late '80s, early '90s. So that's kind of how that all started. So it was a guy who had nothing to his name, so he just stole someone else's ideas, brought it to America, and that's how Saban Entertainment started.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah,
there's nothing appropriation, get the true American byproduct.
Yep, I'm gonna steal someone else's idea and
call
sell
mine.
You gotta love it.
But I mean, hey, yeah, I remember having this one of my favorite. I remember these two toys from when I was a kid because I was obsessed with Power Rangers up until they went to space. When they left Earth, that was when I was now even when they went to space, I was still a fan. It was I was starting to realize that oh, this is for kids,
Yeah.
And I had this Megazord that was attached to a wire and had a little controller, and you could it would it was on wheels, and it didn't move, but it went forward and back and all that stuff, and it made
which was top of the line back
in
the 90s.
Yeah. And it had the
would be beaten by Robo Dog. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or the finger biting Furby.
Yes.
Yes.
Misa Coco. Yum.
I never understood Furby. Anyways, I digress.
I could make a burp.
I just remember like there was rules, like things you had to do, and I
was pet its belly and then shove your finger in its mouth
13 times,
like 13 times, and it burped like 60 times in a row. Apparently, if you talk to it enough, it would learn English.
Sure. Anyways,
Power Rangers.
It was like, and it had like the standard like toy sounds like that. It would like do those sounds. Beep, 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 beep. But it didn't. It just did all the sounds that like toy guns would make back in the day. Like you'd hold the button and it would make that sound. And you let go and it'd make a different sound.
They like the 4 stock sounds.
Yeah, it was that. It didn't have any Power Rangers tone to it ever. And then the other toy was I forget what it is, but the space, like the Zord that the space one would turn into.
Oh, the spaceship.
Yeah, like the spaceship, and then it turned. I remember like sitting outside, like back in the day, where you would like sit outside with your friends on the Power Transformer, the green,
the big green box.
The great big, whatever the fuck that was,
the hangout zone.
Yeah, and we would sit on that, and me and my friends would like time ourselves to see how fast we could turn it from the ship into the Zord, and from the Zord back into the ship, and we would just like do it as fast as we could.
See, me and my best friend had like a completely other thing. So we had the old school Power Rangers toys where if you pushed the button on their belt, their head flipped. So it went from like not helmet to wearing a helmet and all that stuff. And we would stand on top of a wall and we would pretend to make them fly, and we'd see you could throw them the farthest. And so I had the Red Ranger. My buddy Jeff had the Green Ranger.
Yes.
Could have been vice versa. I'm not sure. But I remember he chucked his one day and it broke. And it was like the saddest day in the world.
Dude.
And it was like, oh my God. So much so I brought it up during my best man speech at his wedding.
Oh, really?
That's
awesome.
That's how much it like impacted our life.
I also remember the ones where like you flipped its back and it made sparks. And I remember like being outside with my cousin and we would like try to like get the sparks to ignite grass.
Yo, can we talk about how fun toys were back in the 90s?
Toys were
so we got Power Rangers that shoot sparks. We got metal molders, which is basically, hey, we're going to give you this aluminum and heat it up to make different toys. You have lawn darts. You have like baby's first soldering kit.
You had
Easy Bake Oven.
Bake Oven. Back when like...
I mean, granted, that was just a...
Yeah.
Like a 120 watt bulb or something like that.
The Monster Maker.
Yes.
Both the
oh my God.
inedible version and the edible version with that.
Yeah.
You also had... there was Nickelodeon's Gak. The
slime.
Original slime.
Yeah.
You know, and then I brought it up last night, Yak Backs.
Why does that sound so familiar?
The thing you would talk into, it was like you would talk into it and it would repeat back what you said.
Oh my God,
and then you could pitch it up and pitch it down.
Yes, you could. It was like the original like voice changer. You remember that like the recorder thing? It was just a big green box.
Yes,
the
dude,
gray box.
It had like the little
the little black like nozzle that came off of it.
Right.
Yes. Oh
dude.
God, dude.
90s toys.
They were on point. I mean, we had Pogs, we had yo-yos, we had what else did we even have?
Pokemon, dude.
We had Pokemon cards.
We
had Pokemon cards. I guess we could bring it back around to where we
yo-yo, like I vividly remember like the yo-yo phase.
Yo Mega.
And it like everyone like trying to do like the rock the cradle and walk the dog and all that stuff. And I remember like right after that for me was like Pokemon then became the thing. Like schools were banning it and all that shit.
Isn't it wild when schools have to ban toys?
Yeah, like that's how you know the toy's good.
Right.
Like you know the toy's good, so the kids like yeah.
Oh, fuck. What was the other thing where it was like the little figures that you would line them up and you'd flick them across the table and try and knock down.
Oh shit. I don't remember
Crazy
that.
Bones.
Crazy Bones. Yes.
Dude.
Oh man. Shit, dude. Also the one with like the metal balls and you would shoot it across the thing and
Crossfire.
Like, Crossfire, dude. Yes, I fucking love Crossfire.
Yes.
Crossfire. Yes, dude.
Oh, the best commercials.
This is what happens when you bring up like a subject where we have to talk about like anime toys, because anime toys were directly like, I mean, it started with the 90s. It without like the porting of it to us as kids, you wouldn't have it as, you know, nowadays where it's all regulated and they gotta like blah blah blah.
Right, like they can't make toys smaller than like an inch and a half because you can choke on it. But like,
I'm still alive.
Literally, they made like Legos were a thing.
I'm the precedent. I'm still alive, so
that used to
therefore
be
it wasn't bad.
How you tested toys? Like you would open it up and you'd shove it in your mouth just to see how it tasted.
Yeah, see how fast you can, like, yeah.
Right.
like, what did Nintendo think was going to happen when they said they put a bitter filter to their Switch things? Did they not think that millennials who grew up in that mindset of putting things in their mouth immediately weren't just going to be like,
immediately put it in their
this
mouth.
thing's supposed to be bitter?
Right. Dude, well, you remember...
Oh, yeah, it is.
Like, freaking Harry Potter. They made so much money off of that because they released jelly beans that tasted horrible.
Yeah.
And kids literally flocked to the store just because they wanted to taste boogers.
I still find... I still will buy a pack every now and then. I'm just like, yeah, sure, why not? And I'll do the whole gamble thing where we...
Right. It's like, oh, this could be cherry, it could be snot.
This could be vomit, it could be farts.
Right.
You know, all right, so I guess we should get back onto our tangent about, like, actual anime toys.
Okay, so we touched on
Power Rangers
and all the Megazord
yes
pieces that could come together and do like that.
I want to buy. They have a new
cards.
one that comes out that like actually is like a bunch of metal casts of all the different things.
The 25 anniversary
Yeah.
like edition stuff is so prime. Like
Right.
I've actually been collecting it because they've been releasing a different helmet every year. So
yeah,
like
I know
the OG was the Green Ranger helmet, and that thing's worth like $300 now on eBay, which sucks because I don't have that one. But I have the Red Ranger helmet, the Pink Ranger helmet. I have the
Lord Zed one.
Lord Zed helmet. I got the White Ranger helmet. So I'm missing Green Ranger, I'm missing Blue Ranger, and I'm missing
Pink Ranger. Wait, didn't
I have Pink Ranger.
Didn't I help you get Pink?
Yeah, you helped me. No,
I helped you get Zord.
you helped me get Zed. Lord Zed.
Yes.
And then studio audience got me Pink Ranger and Red Ranger.
You're missing blue and yellow.
I'm missing
blue,
yellow, and
green.
Lord Dracon and green.
Oh, okay.
Because Dracon is out. Or Dracon's out on pre-order, I think,
Is
right
that
now.
golden? Is that the golden black Ranger?
No, that's the White and Green Ranger.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
wait. Yeah, the comic store. I need to read
the comic. It's so good. I got the first 4 up there.
Can I borrow it?
Yeah.
All right, dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
And like Shattered Grid now is like become like kind of the new main line
Canon
for Power
story.
Rangers, which is great. Something else to talk about with Power Rangers before we get off of it, and it's completely off subject, but
Right.
the new season of Power Rangers is not going to be a Monster a Week type storyline.
Really?
It's going to have an overcasting storyline where Lord Zed is back and he is the main villain now. So it's a sequel to Dino Fury apparently. Or it's a sequel to Dino Thunder.
I did hear that
called
Zed was
Dino
back.
Fury or something like that. But
Yeah.
Zed's back and it's going to have an overlasting arc that lasts the entire season as opposed to a Monster a Week strategy, which is completely new to everything except for like the Green Ranger saga or the final of Lost in Space where they came back
Right.
to save the world.
I got to point out just 2 more Power Ranger things, and we'll actually like continue our story about like anime toys. One thing, did you know Bryan Cranston got one of his starting jobs as doing monster voices in Power Rangers?
Yeah. How
That's
dope
one
is
I
that? And then
love
he
that.
comes back as Zordon
Yeah.
for the live action.
Also,
Wasn't he like Pudgy Pig or something?
I think it was like the voice of Pudgy Pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, one of my favorite things about Power Rangers, watching it now as an adult, is the fact that like I know now that almost like 80% of the show when they're like doing things as the Rangers, it's like just
Super Sentai.
It's Super Sentai spliced over, right? And so like every time Rita like throws her spear and makes the monster sends the monster out
Make
the Putty
my
Patrol,
monster
right?
grow. Yeah.
Every time you see the monster wreaking havoc on the world, or the Putty Patrol wreaking havoc on like a town, or wrecking havoc, or however you want to say that word properly. But anyways, every time you see that, they're always only attacking Asian people. Every single time, they're because it's
That's such a weird topic to know.
It's because it's spliced from the Super Sentai.
Yeah.
So like it dawned on me because I was watching one episode where she makes this moth monster appear and it starts attacking like a shrine, and I'm like, there's no fucking shrines in California, like whatever. And then like then from that point
Bold of
on,
you to assume that.
oh no, there definitely probably is.
You know.
American thought process here. But then it made me realize, like, oh yeah, shit, this show was like, and then like as you watch it, you see like the Putty Patrol, they come down, they're terrorizing like Japanese people and stuff like that, and like every single time the monsters doing some destruction on the town or the village, it's Japanese people, and it's like, dude, Rita, you are like super racist. Like you're just making your monsters only attacking like the Japanese population of California.
It's like the show all takes place in California. You're just like, make my monster grow in Japan.
In Japan, just.
It's like,
you know,
I'm
like,
really gonna inconvenience them and make them go across the ocean.
We're gonna find like the Japanese like the district of like this California town, and we're just gonna only attack them. Like, yo, Rita, like you're about to get canceled. All right. So I just wanted to point that out. Anyways,
she is evil, and it could have been the Japanese that sealed her away. You never know.
Well, actually, it was. We do know that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do, because it's just a Super Sentai clip.
So there you go.
So
how do you even top Power Rangers?
How do you top Power Rangers talk? Yeah. So yeah, Pokemon cards. Sorry.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
That was our next love.
Pokemon cards were like the thing. I remember like I never learned how to play.
No, originally it was just collect them all.
Yeah.
You gotta catch them all. That was their slogan, and you did it. And the most important thing about Pokemon cards and all TCGs in general, the smell of the pack when you open it.
Yes.
I think they put some kind of like drug in there.
Oh, dude, it's
because
like addicting.
That smell is like better than gasoline or cigarettes. Like and I know to some people that's disgusting, but
that smell of just like, oh, these are fresh cards. These cards have not been touched by anybody but my hands.
Exactly. Like, there's no way to explain that. Like,
crisp, and they feel so good.
So I play no card games anymore, and I still will every once in a while. Like, when I'm in Walmart, I'll go over there and be like, I'll buy a pack. And I'll open it up, and if there's nothing shiny in there, like, I just give it like a big old like whiff. You know, it's like a newborn baby. Like, you just want to smell its hair. But no, I'll just throw it away in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably lost like thousands of dollars by throwing away rare cards, but
I almost want to like do that and like just make some kids' day where it's like I buy a pack, look at them, see if there's like a cool.
You get arrested that way.
Yeah, just
if
like,
you just go
like there's a kid like behind me, and be
and
like,
then you just hand it off to a kid.
I would no, you gotta still gotta do it secret, and then you go like, all right, cool, shiny Blastoise, all right, hey, you want these Pokemon cards, and then you keep the one, you know, you don't care, a little kid, but anyways, other than that, you also had Yu-Gi-Oh, which was another thing that I loved collecting. I still have a Dark Magician, a Celtic Guardian, and a Summon Skull in my room because those are my three favorite Pokemon. Pokemon. I mean, it's a
Dark Magician, best Pokemon ever.
But they were my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh, I did know how to play. That was one of those things where I didn't go into it collecting it. I went into it wanting to play the card game, but originally I played it based off of the anime rules. So you know, like if you actually play the card game, like you have to sacrifice monsters to, summon monsters that are stronger and everything like that. You have 8,000 life points. There's like actual rules to everything.
Right.
As opposed to in the show where it's like
summon anything.
You summon anything you want. Like in the show, like if you didn't have monsters on the field, you couldn't interact directly. Like that wasn't a thing because they only had 2,000 life points. Right. And they had to drag out an episode or a fight for 4 episodes. But then they'd also have things where it'd be like, I summon my Celtic Guardian, and since he, is used to living in the grasslands or something like that, he can't be affected by, monsters or something. And then you get the card and it's just like a flavor text, and it's like, Celtic Guardian hates dragons. So I with Yu-Gi-Oh, I started playing it wrong. And, like, I was just summoning, like, ritual monsters, too, because I didn't know the difference. Yeah. And then I was randomly sitting at, like, the mall, because the mall is something that you used to be able to go to.
The center?
The center.
Yeah, that was not a mall.
A thing called the Dugout Zone.
The Dugout Zone,
the local card shop that kids actually met up at. And we sat in a food court.
Probably, like, just in passing as kids before we actually met.
Well, so I was probably playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And you were probably sitting at another table, like, running a D&D campaign or something.
Yeah. Probably.
Like, yeah, we probably sat right next to each other. Didn't notice it.
Yeah.
But I just remember I was like sitting at the food court, and this kid comes by, and by kid I mean like old teenager. Like I'm maybe 10 at this time, and he's like 22.
Wait, how far apart are we in age?
2
years.
You
said 22. All right.
2 years. Yeah.
I was gonna say, hold up, shit, Pat. Don't tell a bad story about a guy who could have been me.
Could have been you.
All right, we're only 2 years apart. All right.
But no, he like came up to me and he's like, "Oh, you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh!" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And he's like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "I'll play with you. You want? Let's just play. I'll make you a little wager. Like if I win, I'll take your Blue Eyes card. If you win, you can have my Dark Magician card."
A dick.
And at the time, I'm like, "Oh fuck yeah!" Like I've been playing forever. I've been watching this show. And we sit down and he's like, "You can't do that. You can't do that. Like you can't do that." And he's like whipping out the rule book and like teaching me how to play. And then finally, like my dad just steps up and he's like, "We're leaving right now." And I was like, "But I'm playing." He's like, "No, we're leaving right now."
Yeah, this kid's
my dad's just like clean up, and so we just like rolled out. Yeah. And my dad is like, "Yeah, he was scamming you. Like you need to understand. Like if you're gonna be playing this card game, you can't just be giving away like all your cards like that and shit.
You can play for fun, but just watch out. Like
yeah. Fun story too. Once I actually started getting into Yu-Gi-Oh, I started seeing that guy like on a weekly basis. He's still a huge asshole.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
I can believe that. Like that was my issue with the Dugout Zone was I used to go there to buy like the nerdy stuff because it was the only place where you could buy nerdy stuff back in
Yeah, because there wasn't Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon, and it was the only store.
We didn't even have Walmart. We had a Kmart. We had a big.
We did have a Kmart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was like there were just like the same 7 like older guys, and they were just assholes, dude. They were just like the biggest fucking douchebags ever. And it's like it annoys me now because like it's like, oh, okay, so like they were just gatekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
They were like here was these things, because I remember whatchamacalls it the minifigure thing that
Warhammer.
Yeah. They'd be out there playing that and doing all that stuff, and then they had the Pokemon League and the Yu-Gi-Oh League, and like you just had like it was the same like 7 dudes. And I remember like I came in trying to buy a Pokemon card, and the guy was just like mocking me for the choices that I was making, because it's like, dude, I'm a kid. I'm not buying this because I'm trying to fucking be the best Pokemon duelist in the world.
I do not have a strategy.
I just like Venusaur.
I want Venusaur.
Yeah, I just want him.
Like I get it. He's not Charizard. He's not Blastoise. Like,
he's not one of the best cards.
Grass decks aren't used right now.
Yeah.
But it's like, he looks dope.
He's one of my favorite Pokemon. That's why I'm trying to buy him.
Right.
Why are you... Like, I'm a consumer, you dick. Like, just shut the up. Let me give you money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to have a conversation at Kmart when I'm trying to buy, like, fucking cantaloupes.
But then,
like,
you know what? They
why are you buying cantaloupes?
They see you at Kmart, though, and they give you shit. Because they're like, you need to come support the local card shops. We're going out of business because, retail stores like... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And you know what hill I'm going to die on? Magic the Gathering players are the worst.
Oh, dude, they are the worst.
The face of the
they
earth.
are the literal fucking worst.
They are. And I'm friends with a bunch of
all
them.
7 of those. All 7 of those guys were all Magic the Gathering players as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you play Magic the Gathering?
The studio audience is hurt right now.
Ugh.
I've been playing Magic.
Ugh.
Why?
You horrible scum of the planet.
I did it to hurt you.
So
I mean, TCGs is basically the big toy that came out of it.
It really is. Like think about how much, like, just a fucking, like, was it 9 cards, 8 cards, 8 things of cardboard, like, and how much money that makes, like, a year.
Right. I mean, like, just the fact that, like, an original first edition Charizard from, like, the discontinued, was it Bandai? Was that originally before Konami bought it? I don't know.
I don't know. It's possible.
But like that original Charizard first edition goes for like $10,000 to $11,000 right now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like I think it's a birthday Pikachu or a Pikachu with balloons or something like that, which is like, it was like the prize card for some world tournament that took place over in Japan or something like that.
Has that card.
And there's only like 3 in existence, and they're worth like millions of dollars. He does not have that card.
No, he doesn't. I was gonna say
unless he like printed it out or something like that. And just
right.
Taped it
Oh
to, like,
shit.
cardboard.
Maybe he's got like one of those like someone told him it was that card thing. Right.
And I mean like like even besides like the big shit, like you still had like every anime got a card game. Like even Zatch Bell got like a card game. Yu Hakusho had a card game.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, like you said, it's had 9 card games.
Not even surprised, but I'm pretty sure Gundam has a card game as well.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. You know, it'd be kind of cool.
What?
If the Gundam card game was like a deck builder kind of, but it's like you had to build your own mech.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, that'd be a lot of fun.
It would be like one of those like turn by turn things where it's like you rotate. You have like 5 people playing at once. You go around in a circle. Each of you grab a part to try and build the best Gundam.
Dude.
And
So
then
1,
you fight them.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like chest, head, arm, leg, right?
Right.
And so like the board is that way, and then you could swap out the different cards.
But like it doesn't always work that way. So you might have like chest and 4 legs, and you're like, "Fuck, what kind of Gundam can I make with this?"
Yeah. So you literally just have like a chest and 2-leg Gundam, but you have to like make sure like that.
I don't know if it works this way, but I'm declaring copyright.
Yeah, we're doing it. So Sunrise, if you make this card game,
you owe us.
They already have this card game, probably.
Do they?
No, I don't know. But
The owner's sitting there right now. He's like, "My God!" Picks up the black phone. He's like, "Is it there?
Is it ready?
Did you release this?" That'd be a dope card game.
That would be a dope
I'd play that.
I would play it.
I'd play that.
But while we're talking about it, let's talk about Gundam model kits.
The model kits,
Yes,
dude.
something I'm obsessed with.
So, just because I know it's going to frustrate our producer,
Yes.
the first model kit I ever built was Dragon Ball Z model kits.
Are you really?
Yeah. It was 15 pieces. You snap together, like the bicep had 2 pieces, the forearm had 2 pieces, you did all that, and then they had this fucking rubber clothes that you had to pull like as hard as you could to slide over them.
No.
And thinking back on it, you probably just put the clothes on and then plug the arms in. It'd be a lot
that's how
easier.
you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to put the torso
But when
in
you're
and
like
plug-
when you're like 10 or 11, you built the entire naked
man.
body, and then you put the clothes
and then you
on.
put the clothes on
Because
Then
that's how human
Then you
anatomy
rip
works.
the rubber clothing. It's funny because I remember I was talking to someone and they were talking about how like Gundam like got like its big kick over here because of Gundam model kits, right?
Well, yeah, that
And it's
Gundam had like 4 series over
yeah.
in Japan before it was even brought to America.
interestingly enough, you know what model kit series actually was like more like it was popular enough that it was carried in Kmart before Gundams were carried in Kmart.
Interesting.
Yeah,
What are we
Zoids.
Zoids?
Yeah, Zoid model kits. My very first model kit I ever built was Liger Zero.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I bought it from Kmart at the same town center.
Well, that was like Zoids was later, right? That
Zoids
Zoids
was
didn't come
later.
out until the 2000s.
Yeah, but they didn't carry Gundam.
Interesting.
It was Bionicles and then Zoids.
Yo, Bionicles.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember buying like a Liger Zero because my model kit thing started with like the good old fashioned. You know, my dad used to build model kits when he was a kid, and he would do like ships and planes and cars and stuff like that.
Jets and
And I wanted to bond with my dad, so I started doing like jet ones and boats and stuff like that as well. And there was no attachment there because I don't care for jets, boats, and cars like the standard 1960s male is supposed to care about those things.
right.
And then I remember just going to Kmart one day and there was a Liger Zero kit there, and I was like, "Oh shit, I've seen this on Toonami," and I bought it, went home, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then like you look at the back and it's all in Japanese because they just bring it over, and it had like all these different model kits, like of all the different like Zoids, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want these, and like that just started my obsession, and then eventually G Gundam came around, and I wanted to build the G Gundam model kits. I actually have the Devil Gundam model kit. It's at my house.
The only Gundam model kit I ever bought, it was so the reason I bought it because I've never watched Gundam, but I was out with my brother and I was out with my buddy who like he was my mom's best friend's son, so I grew up with him and he became one of my good friends, and he watched Gundam and we were out shopping and he was like, "Oh, I really like I want to build this. I'm going to buy one." So I'm like, "Well, obviously I have to buy one too because he's like 4 years older than me, so he's like the coolest kid I know." Yeah. So I'm like, "Well, I need to buy one." So I buy one, and then obviously my brother looks up to me because I'm the coolest kid he knows. And
It's funny when you said that you and your brother were out. I was thinking like, "Oh shit, you have another brother?" Like forgetting about also not Mike.
also not Mike. Couch Mike over there.
Couch Mike.
Spoiler alert, Couch Mike is my brother.
I am not studio audience. The third brother of this podcast.
I was like, wait, you have another? Oh shit, you're talking about Couch Mike. All right, never mind. So anyways, go on.
He's just Couch Miking it over
So
there.
he also had to buy a Gundam.
So he also bought a Gundam.
Did you all buy the same one?
So
Okay.
my buddy, he bought this red Gundam, which I think was just like a general infantry Gundam or something
So
like that.
he bought that's not a general. That's Red Zaku. That's Char Aznabal's Gundam.
You
Not
said
Gundam.
a lot of words
It's not
right
made
now
of
that
Gundanium.
I don't know.
It's not made of Gundanium. It's not a Gundam. It's a mobile suit. All right, put that before this shit appears over my head. All right, Char Aznabal's is a custom Zaku, which is a red one. It's why he got the name Red Comet. Anyways,
Char Aznabal.
Charles Aznabal.
Charles.
Slap up a picture of him. He's beautiful.
Okay.
And then
all I keep hearing is ass, not balls.
All right, so it was probably the Red Zaku.
Okay, so that's what he got, and then I got one, and I was like, oh, sweet. This one has angel wings. That looks cool. That's Wing Zero.
Yep.
I knew that one. I don't remember which one Dan got.
No, you got
no.
Death
I got
Sight.
Death Sight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got Death Sight. The Wing Zero.
You got Wing Zero.
I got Wing Zero EW.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Did it actually have the wings?
You had the wings.
Yeah, they had the wings. They just re-released that kit, and I am like ready to buy it, but it's like $120 kit right now because it's the master grade.
Yeah, I want to say even like as kids we spent like $40 on it.
Yeah. They like 90s to early 2000 model kits were like they are now considered probably more like high grade. Mm-hmm. The plastic was not that great. Now like that kit is a master grade kit, and it is. Oh,
so I don't know. Is master grade the one you could paint? You have to paint?
No, you don't have to paint any of them.
No, there is a level of model kits that you do have to paint. Yes.
No.
Yes.
See, I build model kits,
and it's embarrassing that you're wrong.
None of the Gundams are. They're all pre-painted. A lot of people custom paint their own ones.
All I know is I was up in Towson one day, and I stopped at this random game store.
There are a few. They are made.
See, now
that
you're just
way.
backtracking.
No.
Like
high grade. There's high grade, perfect grade, master grade. No, I'm sorry. If we're going in actual order, there's high grade, master grade, perfect grade, and
two more.
It's God.
Hey, studio audience. Are there paint grade? Is paint grade
There's
one of them?
Metal grade, I think, is one. What are the last two?
I mean, I guess the last one doesn't count. So you were right. So it's high, master, perfect, real.
Real grade, yes, real, but that's new. Real grade's very new on the scene.
And then there's the super deformed, which is like the little like.
We don't fucking talk about those grades, all right?
Well, we're talking about it now.
No. You're right. So nowadays, yeah, there's high master, perfect,
bobblehead.
And now there's real grade, which are they're out now, and they are, oh my fucking god, so beautiful. But they're like $300 a fucking kit, but they're so fucking good. And I want one so badly, but I just cannot justify $300 for an RX-78-2.
No.
I cannot. An
Couch Mike,
RX-78-2.
I need you to confirm. Do any of those grades need to be painted?
So here's the thing. I cannot find it, but I was with you because we were at a Toys R Us going through an aisle, and we were looking for model kits, and there was one that was all white that said you had to paint it. I was with Pat. I'm like, this is a core memory.
There are versions. There are some, but the vast majority of them, I'm telling you right now, like 98% of them, you do not have to paint.
All right, well.
Anyways, so I get
thumbnail this because
model kits.
That is one of like the double-edged swords of this episode. Like the toys, we could talk about each individual toy for a full episode.
I could go like I could explain to you like the best way to properly cut out model kits. Yeah, there's a proper way.
The tile grinder.
We can also talk about Beyblades.
Let her rip.
I remember them getting completely banned, and you possibly were looking at suspension in middle school.
I remember I was in school, like back when I was in middle school, you know, we had chalkboards. Mm-hmm. So like the teacher's up there like on the chalkboard, and then you just hear zoop, and you look down on the floor, and there's just a fucking Beyblade going up the middle aisle.
Yeah.
And it like runs up and then hits the teacher's foot and just like shoots off somewhere. And she just turns around, she's like, This is it. I gave you a warning. This is it. And it's like right then, like, and that was like right after the ban hammer dropped on Pokemon cards.
Right.
So like,
because it got like you looked at possible suspension in our school because like those things like they go so fast. Like people would like actually hurt their hands.
The fun things about Beyblade is you could customize them.
Yes.
And one of the customizable abilities was you put a metal fucking ring in it.
Yes.
Because it made it hit harder. So it was like, you're going to take this piece of plastic, spin it really fast, but now let's put razor blades inside of it.
Yeah, so it's
like,
even more damaging.
Right. Which is I'm pretty sure why BattleBots was then created.
Dude, I love BattleBots, man.
All right, that's a different episode.
All right, sorry. Tamagotchis?
Tamagotchis.
I have a Jujutsu Kaisen Tamagotchi.
Do you really?
Yeah. My lady got it for me for my birthday.
My buddy was at like a Five Below like a month ago, and he found one of the Digivice Tamagotchis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he fucking bought it. It was like $3. He was like, yeah, I bought it. I'm going to hatch it. I don't know what's there. And he got like the Umamon or whatever the poop thing is.
Right.
The thing that chucks shit at you.
The the one that I got, it has like it's a Gojo figure, and it holds the Tamagotchi, and you start off with like a basic little thing, and then you do like games and stuff like that, and after like a day, it then turns into like, depending on what you did, it turns into like a character from the anime, and like I would always get Nobara, like I would always get her,
Okay.
and I'm like, all right, that's fine, like she's cute, and I looked up, like, I was like, well, obviously I want Gojo, right? Like, how do I get Gojo?
Right.
And the shit you have to do to get Gojo, I'm like, nah, dude, that is way too much work. And Nobara died on me like 3 times.
Just like in the anime.
Yeah. Spoilers!
What else do we got? I mean, Transformers.
Yes.
We got definitely Transformers. I mean,
I had a friend of mine who used to like buy Transformers, and he like, I remember him bragging to me that he had like this like the version of the Megatron that turns into a gun, and how it's like a rare Transformer, so like it's like worth money. And I'm just looking at him like, why are you playing with it?
Right.
Like, if you know it's worth money, then why are you playing with it?
That's one of the things that sucks, is like we had all these toys
that are worth so much money now.
So much money now.
So much money.
Like I had the Megazord. I was a big Beast Wars fan. Not so much Transformers, but Beast Wars. So like I had the Megatron that was the dragon. It was the shiny like Megazord or Mega. Keep calling it Megazord. The shiny Megatron dragon. Yes. Then on top of that, I also had
a rare one,
the Optimus Prime that could transform into like a tank or like a ship and stuff like that. It was because if you remember towards the end of Beast Wars, Prime got like that crazy evolution thing where he could just transform into like any kind of
anything
vehicle he wanted, pretty much. And then I had like the Cheetor that had the rockets that popped out the side of it. I had the Rat Trap with the wheels on it and like all that stuff. And like I'm pretty sure if those are still in the boxes, they're worth like a pretty penny.
Oh yeah, yeah. The dragon one alone is worth a lot of money. I know that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm so pissed because he was like my favorite one to play with.
There's just so many. Yeah, because he's also like one of the hardest ones to transform. The dragon one.
Yeah,
he was
difficult,
hard.
man.
Yeah, he was. And yeah, I mean,
other toys. No, we have to talk about other toys before we get kicked off here.
All right, cool. Get a shotgun them.
Burger King Pokemon balls.
Yes. You have them.
I have them up there. They came with like the gold plate Pokemon inside of them.
I've always stated to myself that now, as a working class adult that makes a paycheck, like I can just buy those things now. I can just buy them and own them.
Yeah, but that goes back to 2 minutes ago when we were talking, where buying them 20 years ago for $5 versus buying them now for $340.
That's how much they're worth now?
Oh, God no.
Oh God.
No,
dude.
I think they're worth like $30 a pop.
Okay, all right. I can respect that.
If the box is like prime material, maybe 50.
Right.
I don't think anything's gone past 100. I want to say the Charizard and the Pikachu are probably the rare ones. Because I have 2 Charizards, a Pikachu, a Mewtwo. I did have them all.
Every time my dad went to Burger King, I asked him to pick me up one.
You know what I have the complete set of? The McDonald's Lord of the Rings goblets. That have
really?
The plastic thing that plugs on the bottom that makes them light up. Yeah, and so I have those because my buddy was holding on to them and said, this is taking up too much space in my house. Do you want them?
Another thing that was from McDonald's is worth a lot of money now that I'm upset that I had when I was a kid, but broke them because, I'm a kid.
Because you're a kid.
The Hercules plates from McDonald's.
Dude. Yeah, but they were so cool.
They were so cool.
They were so dope.
Yeah, but they're worth money now.
Oh my God. But, all right. So, I mean... Yeah, well, I mean, there's 30 more episodes we can talk on this. Like I said, we can talk for each toy for an entire episode, but not during this episode.
Not during this episode, sadly.
No,
if we didn't touch on it, just mention in the comments, right? Like, let us. We'll join you in the comments. We'll gush over those toys as well.
Like we will gladly communicate with you. If you have a toy you want to bring up, I will totally relive the 90s or early 2000s with you,
straight up,
and just like simp over this toy.
Oh yeah.
And if you came out and you saw us at Katsucon, because this will air after Katsucon.
After Katsucon.
After Katsucon, I just want to thank you for coming out. Thank you for saying hello to us, shaking our hands, and
you know,
just kind of doing what you do, sharing us.
Thank you for freeing our boy.
freeing our boy.
Yeah.
You played a huge part in freeing Sho Tucker. He now walks the streets. I heard he just adopted a new daughter and dog.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see how that family turns out.
That is going to be a great family.
I can't wait for the Christmas card.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Christmas card either.
It'll be a great Christmas card.
Did you send me that reel? The Chainsaw Man?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Where it's like this man fuses with his dog. Everyone loves it.
Everyone loves it. But this girl fuses with the dog. Everyone hates it.
Their shit. Yeah, double standards.
Stupid.
But with that, we will see you next week, my fine
week,
people. Adios. Cheers. If you like that episode, you can follow us on all of our social media, Instagram, Spotify, Facebook, or TikTok at Not Mike, Not Pat.
If that's not your cup of tea, you can also follow us on Twitter at NotMike_NotPat. Or, if you want to, we'll be doing our live streams of animes and video games at our Twitch channel at NotMike, Not Pat as well.
You should be watching.